Have you ever listened to someone speak English and immediately thought, wow, this person sounds intelligent? Now, here is something interesting. Sometimes that person is not more intelligent. Sometimes they simply know how to express ideas better. Because in real life, people cannot see your thoughts. People hear your words. And your words slowly become your identity. Think about interviews. Think about presentations. Think about conversations. Think about opportunities. Many people lose opportunities not because they lack knowledge, but because they cannot communicate their knowledge effectively. A powerful mind with weak expression often remains unnoticed, but a powerful mind with strong vocabulary creates impact. And today, we are working on that impact. Welcome to Prime English Studio. This is not a place where we simply memorize English words. This is a place where we learn to speak with confidence, clarity, and influence. So stay with me till the end. Let's begin. Vocabulary 1. Insightful. Pronunciation. In, sight, full. Easy definition. Showing a deep and clear understanding of something. Now let us understand this naturally. Some people notice only what is visible, but some people notice meanings, patterns, and deeper ideas. Those people are insightful. Notice the difference. Instead of saying that was a smart comment, you can say that was an insightful comment. Immediately it sounds more refined. Practical example 1. She gave an insightful explanation during the discussion. Practical example 2. Insightful questions often create meaningful conversations. Vocabulary 2. Diligent. Pronunciation. Dil-a-gent. Easy definition. Working carefully and consistently with effort. Now think about this naturally. Some people work only when they feel motivated, but some people continue working with discipline and consistency even on difficult days. Those people are diligent. Being diligent is not about working fast. It is about working consistently. Practical example 1. He remained diligent throughout the entire project. Practical example 2. Diligent students usually improve steadily. Vocabulary 3. Coherent. Pronunciation. Co-he-rent. Easy definition. Clear, logical, and easy to understand. Now this is interesting. Sometimes people have excellent ideas, but when they explain them, everything feels disconnected. The ideas are good, but the explanation feels confusing. A coherent explanation connects everything clearly. Practical example 1. Her presentation was coherent and engaging. Practical example 2. Try to organize your thoughts in a coherent way. Vocabulary 4. Innovative. Pronunciation. In-a-way-tive. Easy definition. Introducing new ideas or creative methods. Many people think innovation only belongs to technology, but that is not true. Even finding a different way to solve a simple problem can be innovative. Innovation is not always creating something new. Sometimes it is improving something that already exists. Practical example 1. The company introduced innovative strategies. Practical example 2. Innovative thinking creates opportunities. Vocabulary 5. Vigilant. Pronunciation. Vigilant. Easy definition. Staying alert and paying close attention. Let us understand this with a simple situation. Imagine a security officer watching everything carefully, not because something bad is happening, but because something bad could happen. That constant awareness is called being vigilant. Practical example 1. Security officers remained vigilant during the event. Practical example 2. Leaders should remain vigilant about challenges.
Mini challenge. Alright, quick challenge. Imagine your friend says, "My teacher explained the topic in a very clear and organized way." Which word from today's lesson fits best? A. Vigilant. B. Coherent. Or C. Innovative. Take a few seconds and think carefully. Pause. Did you choose B. Coherent? Excellent, because coherent means clear, logical, and easy to understand. Now let us continue. Vocabulary 6. Persuasive. Pronunciation. Persuasive. Easy definition. Able to convince people effectively. Now think about this. Have you ever listened to someone speak and suddenly felt that their idea actually made sense? Not because they were loud, not because they spoke for a long time, but because they explained things in a convincing way. That is being persuasive. Persuasive communication creates influence. Practical example 1. She delivered a persuasive argument. Practical example 2. Persuasive communication builds influence. Vocabulary 7. Astute. Pronunciation, astute. Easy definition, very smart and quick at understanding situations. Now notice something interesting. Being smart and being astute are not exactly the same thing. A smart person may know many things, but an astute person notices details and understands situations quickly. Imagine everyone sitting in a meeting feeling confused. Then one person immediately identifies the real problem. That person is being astute. Practical example 1. He made an astute observation during the meeting. Practical example 2. Astute readers recognize opportunities quickly. Vocabulary 9. Credible. Pronunciation, credible. Easy definition, able to be trusted or believed. Now imagine two people giving advice. The first person speaks confidently but gives no facts. The second person gives evidence, experience, and logical reasons. Who sounds more believable? Exactly, that person sounds credible. Practical example 1. She presented credible evidence during the discussion. Practical example 2. Credible communication builds trust. Vocabulary 10. Subtle. Pronunciation, subtle. Easy definition, something small or not obvious but still important. Now think carefully. Some changes are easy to notice immediately, but some changes are very small. You may not notice them at first, yet they still matter. Those changes are subtle. Practical example 1. There was a subtle change in his behavior. Practical example 2. The design uses subtle colors.
Vocabulary 11. Scrutinize. Pronunciation, scrutinize. Easy definition, to examine something very carefully. Now, imagine this situation. You receive an important contract. Do you quickly read 2 lines and sign it? Probably not. You check every detail, every number, every condition, every small piece of information. That careful examination is called scrutinizing. People scrutinize things when mistakes can create serious problems. Practical example 1. The manager scrutinized the report carefully. Practical example 2. Important documents should always be scrutinized. Vocabulary 12. Ambiguous. Pronunciation, am-be-gu-us. Easy definition, not clear and open to more than one meaning. Now, let us understand this naturally. Have you ever listened to someone speak and after listening you still felt confused? The message existed, but clarity did not. You understood something, but you were not completely sure what the person actually meant. That message was ambiguous. Practical example 1. His response sounded ambiguous. Practical example 2. Avoid ambiguous language in presentations. Vocabulary 13. Intrinsic. Pronunciation, in-trin-sic. Easy definition, a natural part of something. Now think about this. Humans do not learn curiosity after birth. People naturally want to explore, learn, and understand things. That means curiosity is intrinsic to human nature. Intrinsic means something naturally belongs to something else. Practical example 1. Creativity is intrinsic to human thinking. Practical example 2. The project has intrinsic value. Vocabulary 14. Impeccable. Pronunciation, im-pec-a-bull. Easy definition, perfect and without mistakes. Now imagine 2 presentations. The first presentation contains spelling mistakes, poor design, and confusion. The second presentation looks clean, organized, professional, and almost flawless. That second presentation is impeccable. Notice the upgrade. Instead of saying, her work is very good, you can say, her work quality is impeccable. Immediately, the sentence sounds stronger and more professional. Practical example 1. She delivered an impeccable presentation. Practical example 2. His professional behavior was impeccable.
Vocabulary 15. Exemplary. Pronunciation exemplary. Easy definition. So good that it becomes an example for others. Now, notice something interesting. Some people complete their work normally. Some people perform in a way that others want to follow. Those people set standards. Those people are exemplary. Practical example 1. Her dedication to work was exemplary. Practical example 2. He showed exemplary leadership skills. Mini challenge. Quick challenge. Choose the correct word. The instructions were unclear and created confusion. A. Impeccable. B. Ambiguous. Or C. Treadable. Take a moment and think carefully. Pause. Did you choose B? Ambiguous? Excellent, because ambiguous means something that is unclear and can have multiple meanings. Now let us continue.
Vocabulary 16. Dynamic. Pronunciation dynamic. Easy definition. Energetic and always changing in a positive way. Now imagine two people leading a team. One person does the same thing every day without adapting. The other person brings energy, new ideas, and responds effectively to changes. Who creates stronger impact? Usually the second person. That person is dynamic. Dynamic people often bring movement and progress wherever they work. Practical example 1. She has a dynamic personality. Practical example 2. The company needs dynamic leadership. Vocabulary 17. Cohesive. Pronunciation cohesive. Easy definition. Things that work together smoothly as one unit. Now imagine a sports team. Imagine every player trying to play separately without coordination. It becomes messy. Now imagine every player understanding their role and working together perfectly. That team becomes cohesive. Cohesion creates strength. Practical example 1. The team developed a cohesive strategy. Practical example 2. A cohesive group performs better. Vocabulary 18. Prudent. Pronunciation prudent. Easy definition. Making wise and careful decisions by thinking about the future. Now imagine two people making financial decisions. One person spends money immediately without thinking. Another person pauses, analyzes the situation, and thinks about future consequences. That person is being prudent. Prudence is not fear. It is intelligent decision-making. Instead of saying, she makes careful decisions, you can say, she takes a prudent approach to decision-making. Practical example 1. Investors should make prudent financial decisions. Practical example 2. Taking a prudent approach can prevent future problems. Vocabulary 19. Profound. Pronunciation profound. Easy definition. Very deep, meaningful, or important. Now think carefully. Every day people hear hundreds of words. Most of them disappear quickly. But sometimes someone says something that stays in your mind for days, months, or even years. Those ideas can be profound. Profound things make people stop and think. Practical example 1. The documentary had a profound impact on my perspective. Practical example 2. She shared a profound idea during the discussion. Vocabulary 20. Viable. Pronunciation viable. Easy definition. Able to work successfully in a practical way. Now imagine a company discussing a new business idea. Everyone feels excited. Everyone thinks it sounds interesting. But then an important question appears. Can this idea actually work in reality? If the answer is yes, then the idea is viable. A good idea is not always a viable idea. Practical example 1. This appears to be a viable business strategy. Practical example 2. We need a viable solution for this issue.
Vocabulary 21. Eloquent. Pronunciation int. Easy definition. Speaking in a clear, smooth, and impressive way. Now think about this. Some people simply speak, but some people speak in a way that immediately captures attention. People listen carefully. People stay interested. And people remember their words. Those speakers are eloquent. Being eloquent does not mean using difficult words. It means expressing ideas clearly and powerfully. Practical example 1. She delivered an eloquent speech. Practical example 2. An eloquent communicator often creates a strong impression. Vocabulary 22. Perceptive. Pronunciation. Per-sep-tive. Easy definition. Quick at noticing and understanding things. Now let us understand this naturally. Some people notice only obvious details, but some people notice small changes, hidden details, and deeper meanings. Those people are perceptive. Perceptive people often understand situations faster than others. Practical example 1. He made a perceptive observation during the meeting. Practical example 2. Perceptive people often recognize problems early. Vocabulary 23. Tenacious. Pronunciation. Ne, sh, us. Easy definition. Not giving up easily and continuing with determination. Life becomes difficult sometimes. Goals become difficult. Challenges become difficult. But notice something interesting. Some people stop moving forward. Others continue despite difficulties. Those people are tenacious. Tenacity is continuing even when things become difficult. Practical example 1. She remained tenacious despite many challenges. Practical example 2. Tenacious individuals often achieve long-term success. Vocabulary 24. Articulate. Pronunciation. A-tic-u-late. Easy definition. Able to express thoughts clearly and effectively. Now think about this. Having knowledge is important, but communicating that knowledge clearly is equally important. Many people know amazing things, but struggle to explain them. Articulate people can turn thoughts into clear communication. Practical example 1. He articulated his ideas confidently. Practical example 2. Articulate speakers often gain attention quickly. Vocabulary 25. Compelling. Pronunciation. Ling. Easy definition. Very powerful and able to attract attention or convince people. Now imagine listening to two stories. One story feels ordinary. You forget it after a few minutes. But another story immediately pulls your attention. You want to keep listening. That story becomes compelling. Compelling things create curiosity and interest. Practical example 1. The speaker presented a compelling argument. Practical example 2. The movie had a compelling storyline. Final challenge. Alright, one final challenge before we end today's session. Choose the correct word. The speaker communicated ideas in a clear, smooth and impressive way. Up A. Viable. B. Eloquent. Or C. Dynamic. Take a few seconds and think carefully. Pause. Did you choose B. Eloquent? Excellent, because eloquent means speaking in a clear, smooth and impressive way. Congratulations! Today you did not simply learn 25 new words. You learned 25 powerful tools that can improve your communication, strengthen your vocabulary and elevate the way people perceive you. Remember something important. Vocabulary is not memorization. Vocabulary becomes powerful only when you start using it. So try using these words in your daily conversations, your presentations, your interviews and your communication. And little by little, you will notice something changing. You will not only sound better, you will communicate better. Thank you for learning with Prime English Studio. I will see you in the next lesson. Until then, keep learning, keep improving and keep elevating your English.